Is there any truth to the rumor that you are going to be rolling out your LaMonica bot anytime soon?
Oh my, the LaMonica bot would be a heavy lift. Although actually, probably I wouldn't. It would just be, cheesy sports and 70s and 80s music references. So how hard could that be?
It's all good for us. That works for us.
There you go.
So AI has been really kind of over the last 2 months kind of building to a crescendo seemingly this week in terms of the conversation. And I mentioned on, I think it was our Wednesday show, it's starting to get that vibe of crypto where it just everyone's like putting AI in their name and this and that. Are we starting to see the hype outpace reality now?
I think we are. There is, a little bit of a concern that some of the smaller pure play AI companies have run up too far, too fast. Because clearly there's a lot of hype because of Microsoft and negative hype because of Alphabet and their demo flop with Bard. But Baidu and big Chinese tech search engine company also doing a lot to boost AI. But as you point out, there are companies, C3.ai, for example. Its ticker symbol is AI. Now, they didn't just change it to that this year in order to latch onto a trend. And this is a company that's run by Tom Siebel of Siebel Systems. He sold his software firm to Oracle, many years ago. So there are legitimate business people in the world of AI that are doing interesting things. But again, to your point, I think it is like crypto. It's like the dot-com boom of the late 90s, early 2000s, that investors may be getting a little overboard because they see AI in a name. And, these companies, the smaller ones at least, they're not profitable yet. A company like C3, SoundHound AI, which I mentioned, a speech and audio recognition software firm, not yet profitable. Big Bear AI, they work with a lot of artificial intelligence for government agencies. These are legitimate businesses, but they're startups that are growing rapidly on the revenue side, but not yet profitable.
Paul, we've been hearing about artificial intelligence for a while now. Why is this set of technology at this time capturing, the public's imagination in a way that things over the last 3 to 5 years did not?
Yeah, I think that ChatGPT is something that really surprised people by how relatively good it is, that the software churns out things that are more natural sounding than some of these bot driven. I mean, I know not to denigrate some of my competitors, but there are some news outlets that have been using artificial intelligence, and you read these stories and you wonder, where was the artificial editor to try and inject some life into this really boring, bland prose that the bot churned out. But it's getting better, and ChatGPT is a perfect example of that. So I think people realize that, like any technology, there are going to be missteps. Look at what happened to Alphabet this week. The stock's gotten crushed because they had a mistake in one of their demos where the AI tool said something that wasn't true. These are still the early stages. These technologies are going to be far from perfect anytime soon, but people understand that there's a lot of promise.
With it being the early stages, the other thing that I come back to is that for most people, we don't have the technological know-how to understand which one of these is inherently better than the other and which ones may end up, fading out. So it's challenging as an investor to look at them and say, yes, this is the one that I'm going to bet on, because we don't really know. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, I think that is fair to say. I mean, the companies are all that are in the AI, the smaller AI-focused companies are all in different parts of the business. They could all continue to, add a revenue at a decent clip, but will they ever become profitable? Will they ultimately get big-footed, if you will, by a larger tech firm? I think that's one thing that people are forgetting, that when a business is in its infant stages, it eventually will become legitimate, but that means that it will attract competition from larger legacy players. So Amazon in e-commerce, perfect example of how it survived and thrived But there are so many other dot-coms retailers from the late 90s boom that went bust, not just because of Amazon, but because Walmart and Target and other physical retailers woke up and realized, oh, yeah, maybe we should sell things
Right.
online too.